Hello and welcome to Subnautica with yours truly, Azarmorph. It is a new game, it's an early access game, it has been out for a little while. I've put about 200 minutes into the game. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm not going to try and charge and catch up to where I was in the game, because I'm starting a new game with yourselves, because I want to share this experience with you. Reason for starting to do the recording and only now is that only recently they added their larger submarine to the game, but now they've added something that I'm really quite interested with, which is the underwater base. So I think that'll give us enough to get on with whilst they are releasing ads to this game quite regularly. I think we'll be able to get our teeth into it and get really stuck in. Absolutely beautiful game, but we'll show that when we do the filming. So let's get stuck in. We've got the usual, and I say usual because it's similar setup to another game I play, Minecraft. We've got freedom, where you don't have to eat any food or water, so you don't die of thirst or hunger on it. You've got survival. Going back to freedom for a second, there's a lot of people that are doing the filming at the moment of this lovely game that do it on freedom, because once you've seen the fishing. However, we're not going to do that. We're going to do survival. I'm going to do the fishing up. We'll do the fishing together initially, because we'll have a look around this beautiful place, and then we'll get the fishing out of the way at least in this episode, so you can see what that's all about, and then we'll get cracking into making stuff. Hardcore, basically, it is as it says. If you die, that's it. Game over. Don't come back. So let's set up and get going in survival and see this lovely game. There's going to be an introduction now, so I'm going to go quiet and let you watch it, and I'll see you on the other side.
In the late 22nd century, humanity is beginning to colonize space. Before colony ships arrive, habitation vessels are appointed terraforming missions. The Aurora was one such vessel. During its descent, the Aurora was struck by a mysterious energy pulse, resulting in catastrophic hull failure. A single life pod jettisoned prior to impact. You were in that life pod.
And here we are, in the life pod. So we were a terraforming crew. We've had a slight problem, major hiccup, and we're not going to be quite terraforming this planet for the humans to come and colonise. So this is us in our pod. It's not in the healthiest of conditions, as you can see by the electrical cable. I think health and safety will have me on that. We've got a fabricator, an analyzer, lots of seats that we can't use, and storage, which we'll get to in a minute. So fabricator. This is where we make everything. You can't just make things wherever you are. You need to have a fabricator to do it, or another piece of kit which we'll get to in a minute. So you've got resources. So for example here, titanium. To make titanium, there's two ways. One is where you find rocks. I'll show you that when we get to it. The next one is to find scrap metal, hence the red text. Now this is interesting, is if you don't have it in your inventory, it'll come up red. If you have it, it'll turn green. But again, we'll get all through that. Now if we come down and have a look in the bottom left hand corner, you have O2, which is your oxygen. This will become apparent of why you need to keep a track of that in a second. You've got your health bar, but also you've got your food bar, represented by what looks like an elf colour carrot. And you've got shown here, I've got 43%, so I'm getting a bit hungry. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the hunting out of the way. Next thing is water. Now we are actually in a sea environment. Now you can't just drink seawater, it's not very good for you. So I'll show you where we get the fresh water from that we can drink. Now we've got an access fragment analyzer that will come to play when we find debris of a specific type out in the ocean. We come and examine it, we hopefully get some blueprints. Now let's quickly go to storage. Aha, in this patch we've got gold. Now these are random. So we've got a knife. So yeah, I say random because I did try recording slightly earlier and just wasn't that happy with it, so I started again. We've got gold, crash meal, and signal. Crash meal is not something we can eat, so we will grab the knife. That's all handy. So there's a knife. Good, good, good. So we've got it tooled up and ready to take it on. Enough of seeing the inside of this smoke-filled escape pod. Shall we go up and see the world? And there we go. Beautiful sunny day. And ocean as far as you can see. And, oh, there's our big ship. Now, survival mode, you'll see in Azarmorph. Well, there you go. Problem solved. You've got your terraforming ship. It's got everything you could possibly need on it. Yes, it does, but you can't get at it. The developers have thought this one through. Surrounded it in radiation, so if you try and get close to it, you die within seconds. So there is no way you can get anything off it. So you are literally, when starting this game, some random resources in the storage box, and your escape pod. That's it. So, shall we get off and have a look into the ocean and see what we can find? First things first is fish. Now, fortuitously, this is one of the fish we want, so come here. Now, we've got an air sac. Lovely chap, isn't he? Beautiful, beautiful fish. This fish, when transformed, we'll just grab another one whilst they're here, and no, I won't grab that one because it turned and I didn't, because I've got its friend in my hand. Now these, when processed, get turned into fresh water. So this is how you get your fresh water supply. So I'm going to go back to my knife now so that we can see what's going on, and we'll go back under the water. One of the key things here is you can see my little pod is flashing. Beacons are very important here because, as you can see, there's no real roadmap or easily seeable milestones that you can say, oh, that's where it is, I'll head towards there. There just ain't any. So you do get lost and turned around quite quickly. Now, there we go, pick up scrap. There we go, so that'll help us. So the initial part of this game is to collect things. So now this is interesting. It took me a long time to find these. These are the fragments that could give us blueprints for other tools. One of them being a status gun, which makes catching fish a lot easier. Now, one of the things you need for cooking food is you need this stuff, which is a salt deposit. You'll need a salt deposit plus each fish. Now, I could cook our friend the air sac, but it doesn't really give you much nutrients. And here's some quartz. Now the good thing about the game is it actually initially, and only initially, shows you where the resources you want to pick up are. Now if you have a look at my O2, you see it's going down. That's because I'm underwater. And I'm holding my breath.
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
There we go. Because I've got no air tanks. That's one of the other things we're going to have to get on with. But at the moment, we're needing to find fish. What's that down there? Just something on the ground, is it? Scrap metal. Oh, didn't get that. I got the sand instead. There you go, scrap metal. Good, good, good. And more salt. Always handy. Always handy for the cooking. Now this is a boomerang fish. Bit of scrap metal flipping around. This is one of the types of fishes, but these are the ones that we're after. This is our staple diet fish.
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Yeah. These are our staple diet. Quite hard to catch at times, but in that instance it's okay. Now, these are the rocks. Now you break these and you can get copper, you can get titanium, and you can get gold if you're really lucky. That was copper because it told me up in the top left hand corner. I'm going to go back up for some air now. So you can gather materials through the rocks, as well as the scrap metals that are over here. There's another one of those fish. These swim very quickly at times, but I got that one to go into the soil, so that's good. We're at 2. So with the 2 salt and the 2 fish, we're for 2 for 2. Come here. But look at the speed of that. Off he goes. There I go. Good, good, good. Now we just need some more salt for that. So let's see.
Nutrient levels decreasing. Calorie intake recommended.
Yep. Now as you can see underneath here, where's the there? there is our pod. Because it's flashing at us. Let's just grab one and see if we can get some titanium out of these. No, it's copper. Copper's always good. But there's the titanium, that's good. So we've got scrap and we've got titanium. Just need to see if we can find some more salt. Probably going to swim right past it and you guys will be going, it's there! It's there. And we'll get back and we'll use our fabricator for the first time to cook up some food. Oh, there we go, there's some salt there. Let's just grab that. And we'll head back in and cook some fishes. You'd be a bit knackered if you didn't like fish.
New creature discovered.
So let's, all you've got to do is eat fish. Now, as I say, you can cook the air sac, because as you can see now it's in green, air sac, salt deposit. However, you can see in the grey text underneath the title, it's not much to eat. We could also cook up the boomerang, but it's a morsel, it's a little snack. Nothing fancy there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the cooked pepper at a salty feast. That's 1, 2 and 3. And we're also going to put the air sac in for filtered water, as you can see, a basic filtered water. Did I have another one? Yep. I've still got another one because I can see it on my hotbar below. That's them all gone. Good. So we'll get our inventory open, and as you can see we've got the scrap metal, the quartz that we've collected, the copper that we've collected, our knife, titanium and the food. So, left mouse button to eat. We'll have a couple of them and I'll have a bit of water. Good. Also Seamoth fragment is here as well. We'll deal with that a little bit later. So we'll put that in here. So for safekeeping. And actually what we'll do now is we'll break down the scrap. So we come into the resources, there's scrap metal. So that's all the scrap metal done. So let's have a look at some equipment and see what we can get. What we want is two things. One, we want fins, so we need silicon. And the other one is we need a tank to keep us underwater. So let's see, we can do silicon because we've got 2 quartz. We haven't got 3 quartz, so we can't make the glass. So let's make ourselves some silicon. I don't think that's going to give us sufficient. No, we need another one of those. So we'll have to now head back out again. Oh, what a shame. Oh, sun is setting, and now you'll get to see the game in a different light. Hey, see, sunset. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, let's see, we'll just grab another air sac whilst we're here, come out, bonk, there we go. Beautiful. Look at the colours. They've really thought about this. It's like you go out swimming around at night, is it just going to be black? Well, no, it's not. So we wanted some quartz, we'll just grab this scrap metal whilst we're here as well. But the crux of this dive is to grab ourselves some quartz. Although I'm going to take the opportunity to grab some more of these boys. Let's go back to the knife so the attractive fish isn't staring at us.
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Because what we want is we want 3 quartz for glass, which we need for a tank, and we need 2 quartz for the other silicon to make flippers. Because we're going to get ourselves suited and booted a little bit. So let's come down here. So that's 1, 2. So that would do us the other flipper. That would do us this flipper. Now, I'm having to be wary here, because at the moment we haven't seen any of it. Look at that. Look at those, glowing in the dark. We haven't seen any of the dangerous fish. They've started to introduce fish that can cause you harm. First and foremost one is the sawtooth fish, which is a large fish. It will attack you, I'd like to say upon sight, but it's not really upon sight. You're going to be easy to catch today. Come here. No, off he goes. Hence why the flippers. Ah, there we go. There's a sawtooth. In fact, I think I hear another one. Now, the reason why I'm seeing a sawtooth is this. Ah, yes. Hello, there's. Whoa, hello, lights. Let's get away from there. There's 2 of them there. That's a little bit more to handle. Now, you find them lovely. Those lovely fish in kelp forests, which this is a kelp forest, right? Hello. Stab you. Stab you. There you go, have that. They seem to be quite keen on the old scrap metal. We will need to kill them as well, because they are... Just noticed you. There we go. They have teeth on them, and we need that for a special type of... an advanced glass. But we'll get to them. We'll get to them. At the moment, we're still on the hunt for quartz. Let me pull up our... Now, we've got enough for 2 glass there, and we've got a quartz. Because what we're going to... on 1 spare over, what we're going to do is try and make ourselves a couple of tanks here. So let's go down. I think this might be it, but let's grab one and then another one for good measure. I got you nailed in a corner. There we go. Ah! That's one way to do it, and I'm going to grab another one of these. Can't have enough of them. And there's, look, one more quartz. How beautiful is this? I mean, seriously, I've played some beautiful games in my time, but this is, at the moment, very much taking the biscuit. It's, I have to, the other point here is I have actually reduced the graphics slightly, because I use fraps to record and it wasn't very happy, so I've brought the graphics down a little bit. Hopefully that won't be too noticeable in the video. Ah, it's nice and easy. Ah, I can't believe how quick and easily I'm picking these fish up. It's really nice. Right, let's go back and craft ourselves some more gear to help us underwater. So we're back at the fabricator, and we know that we need to have another silicone for the fins. So if we go now to tools, there they are, the fins. These will now help us swim a little bit faster underwater, which is always good. Now we want to create 2 glass. So let's get that. You can't create multiple things, that's the only thing. You do have to sit here and go 1, 1, 1. We might bring something in the future that does it all. Or alternatively, if it is out there but I don't know about it, by all means leave it in the comments. I'm always willing to learn. So there we go, we got a tank. Increases oxygen by 30 seconds. So that will take us from 40 to 70. So if I make 2, I believe you can carry up to 3. But we're going to make 2 because we still want to have some space in our inventory at this early stage in collecting. So with a tank, we're going to, we need titanium and we need glass. Well, we've got some of that, so let's make ourselves a first tank. And it comes. And as you can see, the O2 has now risen from 40 to 70. But we're not going to stop there, we're going to make another one. Into the inventory it goes, and now we're up to 100. So we've got fins, we've got tanks. See, this is the thing, it would be nice if I could swap these around. Anyway, we're in a position where we can make things, which will help us. Now, that's titanium, titanium. I thought, we haven't picked up any salt, have we? Ah, so we've got the fish, which is half the battle, but we don't have any salt. Right, let's head on out. Just check that inventory again. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the titanium into our storage. Now it says middle button. I don't actually use a mouse with a middle button because I use them at work all the time, so I actually play on a trackable, believe it or not, because it saves my wrist. So let's go back into fish here. I'll just get those lovely air sac fish converted into our water supply. There we go, and back out we go again. So let's go and find some salt and some other materials, and then I'll catch you right back here. In fact, I've just clocked the time on the recording. I think we're probably going to wrap up in a second, but yes, in fact, I think this has been long enough. All we've done is cook some fish and made ourselves some tanks and stuff, and yeah, oh, there's some salt though. See, it's not one more block, it's one more salt, so that'll help us. But let's go down. So now I feel safer with the fins. You might be able to notice I'm going a little bit quicker. And the water tanks to come further down. They don't know what these fish are, but you can't do anything with them yet. They're just pretties. But yeah, you can go deeper now. We can go deeper now and collect more materials. So I think we will wrap this up in this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave a like and a comment if you would like to see more of these. Well, let's come back up. We'll go back to the ship. I do think it's a beautiful game. Hopefully you agree with me. So I guess that only leaves me one thing left to do, which is to say, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, aliens and other life forms, fish included, stay safe.